Okay, so we're going to be learning about expanding single brackets. So that's your title for now, expanding single brackets. So expanding single brackets is quite brief. We're going to go through some examples, some tasks, some more examples, and a further task. So let's have a look at these questions. So when you're expanding a single bracket, what it means is you have a number that's outside of your bracket, and then either numbers or unknown variables inside. And what this means, when you have a number outside of a bracket and you're having to expand it, it means you have to multiply. So you're having to multiply whatever's outside by everything inside individually. Okay, so if we look at example 1, we've got 4 in outside of a bracket and then y plus 2 inside of your bracket. So what we have to do is multiply 4 by all of our variables inside. So at the moment we've got 4 multiplied by y, and then we also have 4 multiplied by a positive 2. Okay, so 4 times by y gives us 4y, and then 4 times by 2 gives us a positive 8. Now, in order to write this correctly, our final answer will be 4y plus 8. Let's have a look at question 2. Exactly the same thing. We're multiplying everything outside by all of our variables inside. So we've got 3 multiplied by 2y, and then 3 multiplied by negative 1. Remembering that that negative is attached to that 1. So 3 times by 2y gives us 6y, because we multiply our digits. And then 3 times by minus 1, a plus and a minus. A positive and a minus gives us a minus. So it would be minus 3, because 3 times 1 is 3. So if we were to write this out as our expression, we'll end up with 6y minus 3. Let's have a look at this question here. So same thing, multiplying everything outside by everything inside. So we've got 2 multiplied by 3w, and then 2 multiplied by minus 5y. So 2 times by 3 is 6, and we've got our w. 2 times minus 5, a plus and a minus gives us a minus, so 2 times 5 is 10, and then we have our y. We now put these two together, so our final answer will be 6w minus 10y. And our final example for now, y times by 3y, and then y times by 5. So y times 3y, and then y times 5. So remembering from yesterday's recap on our indices, we've got 3 and then y times by y, so we have to add our powers, so we end up with 3y squared, and then y times 5 gives us 5y. Remember, in algebra the 5 comes first, then we put these two together, that's a positive, so we end up with 3y squared plus 5y as our final answer. Remember to pause this video now and copy out these examples, making sure you have all your workings out, so when you go further you know exactly what you were doing. Okay, so moving on. If you pause this video and have a go at these 30 questions, there is a bit of an example here that is explained as well. If you'd like to copy this out, it's up to you, but you do not have to copy out this example. But please do copy out the questions and pause this video and give these questions a go. Okay, so what I'd like to do is now mark your answers. So these are the answers to these 30 questions. So please make sure you are marking them. So pause the video and mark them. Okay, moving on to slightly trickier ones. So now we've got 7 examples here. Again, I am going to ask you to copy these out. So you can either pause them, copy them out, and then write in as I go along, or wait till the end. So we're going to expand this bracket. So you'll notice that at the moment we don't have a digit there, we just have a negative sign, but that's important because now we have to multiply the negative by our number and by our variable, unknown variable. So we have a minus multiplied by 2, and we have a minus multiplied by a positive 8. So a minus times a positive gives us a minus, and then we've got, if we could put an invisible 1 there if you want, 1 times 2 gives us 2. Okay, then we've got again a negative times a positive gives us a negative, and then we've got 1 multiplied by a, which gives us minus a. If we were to write this out, we'd get minus 2, sorry, not plus, get an eraser, not plus, it's a minus, minus 2 minus a. Now let's have a look at this one. I've got minus 2 times x and minus 2 times positive 4. So minus 2 times by x, and then minus 2 times by 4. So minus 2 times x, minus and a positive is minus. 2 times x is 2x. minus 2 times 4, again, minus and a positive is a minus. 2 times 4 is 8. So if I was to write this out, I'd end up with minus 2x minus 8. Looking at this one, we've got minus x times by y and minus x times by positive z. So minus x times by y and then minus x times by z. So minus x times y gives us minus xy, and then minus x times by z gives me minus xz. Writing this out all together, I end up with x minus xy minus xz. Don't let these complicate you, okay? Just take it one step at a time. It might look confusing, but again, if you're multiplying them, this is your answer. This is what you end up with. Whether you understand what these letters mean, remember they are just unknown variables. That's what they are. So you do not need to do anything further than just writing out the expression like that expanded. Example 4, minus 3 times 4e and minus 3 times positive 2. So minus 3 times 4e and then minus 3 times 2. Minus 3 times 4 gives you minus 12, and then you've got the times by e. Minus 3 times 2 is minus 6. We then put these two together, so we end up with minus 12e minus 6. Question 5, minus 4 times 2a and minus 4 times minus 6. So minus 4 times 2a and minus 4 times minus 6. So minus and a positive give you minus, so 4 times 2 is 8, and then we've got a. And then a minus and a minus, remember minus multiplied by a minus gives you a positive, so you're going to end up with positive 24. So writing this out, we're going to end up with minus 8a plus 24. Question 6, we have our minus times our 4e and our minus times our positive 7r. So very similar to example 1. So minus times by 4e and a minus times by 7r. So all we have to do is just put our minus in front of it. So we end up with minus 4e and minus 7r. And once we write it out, our expression is minus 4e minus 7r. Finally, example 7. Minus a times a and minus a times positive b. So minus a times by a minus a times by b. So this is like when you have your powers. So we're going to have minus a, positive and a negative, gives you a negative, and then 1 plus 1. So you're going to end up with minus a squared. It's supposed to be 2. And then minus a times b, you're going to end up with minus ab. So your final expression will be minus a squared minus a b. Okay, so pause this video if you haven't copied it as you went along, so you can write all of these examples and workings out into your books. Okay, so now pause this video and have a go at these questions. Remember to copy out the questions as you are going along and writing any information you need to be able to answer the questions to the fullest. Okay, now I'm going to show you the answer, so please mark your answers that you have done. Make sure that they are marked, and if they are incorrect, make sure that you are red penning and putting in the correct answers.